What's going on, everybody? It's your guys' favorite tech ninja here, AJ. Today, this video is for all my fans out there because we're replacing the One S fan, the Xbox One S fan. So, first things first, let's get this bottom cover off. We're gonna start over here by the power outlet with the pry tool. We sell these on our website, joji.com. Shameless plug. So we'll work this guy in here, pry forward. Hear it pop, ready to rock all the way around the console. Make sure to go this way and don't do the back because you will break the tab. So we're gonna go all the way around here. Careful not to pry this USB right here. So go around it. All right, we pry to about here. Make sure not to do this corner. Go back to the back side of it. As you can see, there's this tab here that holds it in place, which is really annoying, but it is what it is. So we're gonna have to remove it without breaking this right here, this plastic piece. If you break it, it's not the end of the world, but obviously we don't want to break stuff. So we'll put our pry tool in here. We're gonna slide it over to this tab. Do not lift up. Grab another pry tool or a screwdriver, just anything to put pressure on this white piece here. We're gonna go ahead and apply pressure, decent amount, not too much. And then we're gonna pry forward slowly here. And make sure we don't break it when we do this. Slide it in, apply pressure, pry slowly forward, and boom, it's off. Just take your time if you don't want to accidentally break it. If you break it, it's not the end of the world, but we're chilling. All right, now we're on the bottom of the console here. I use a T9 screwdriver, automatic. You don't need an automatic one, but it makes my life 100 times easier. We're gonna be removing all 6 of the green screws, as well as the majority of them. We'll just remove all the silver screws. Why not? We'll just remove every screw you see here except for the black ones that hold the heatsink. All right, get this last one here. Boom. All right, now we gotta take it out of the top casing, this plastic piece. So we're gonna flip it over. We're gonna grab each side right here, so it does that. Kind of lay it down like this and pry kind of up. Give it a little shake. Got to make sure it clears the there we go, clears the back piece. All right, make sure to clean all this stuff. I promise it'll make your console run better. As you can see here, this console is real gross. So after I do this video, I'm gonna clean it up and get it listed on our website. But for time's sake, we're gonna go ahead and speed run this. So we're going to lift the hard drive, first of all, out of there. Kind of set it to the side. You can even unplug it. We'll just unplug it. Put that to the side. Don't lose the screws, obviously. We're gonna do the same with the power supply. We're just gonna lift and kind of, once you got it off the plate, you're gonna rotate it out. Just let it sit out there. As for the disk drive, we'll just remove that as well. Boom. As you can see, look at all this. It's disgusting. It's the reason the console is not running very well. So we also have this little metal piece, not metal, plastic piece right here. We're gonna just lift that up and remove it. Do not lose this. This is for 2 of the main house screws. Holds everything in place, and we don't want to lose that. So for the fan, this is the fan right here, if you couldn't tell. It's actually attached to the heatsink on clips. So we're actually gonna unclip them on this side first and then kind of pry it up nice and easily. But first, here's the plug-in, so where it plugs into the board and gets power. We're gonna unplug that, boom. All right, so we're kind of lifted on the side here. You're gonna take your pry tool. Oh no, I just lost a screw. You're gonna take your pry tool and you're gonna kind of work here. As you can see, there's like a groove on the heatsink here where it clips in. Basically gonna wanna try to get it out of there. Try not to damage the heatsink, don't pry against it. This can be a little difficult, especially at this angle. So we're gonna kind of get underneath it. There we go, see that one came up. We'll do this side now. Doesn't need a ton of force, it's just the right angle. See, there we go. So now those are both pried off of that center piece. Then we're gonna kind of lift it up slowly. Try not to, you can use your fingers here to try to get it off fully like that. And just slowly do it. If you just pull it up, it'll snap on either side. I guess if you're replacing it, it's not that big a deal, but if you're gonna be using this fan and you just wanna clean this, definitely don't break it. So, while you're here, you can blow it out with a can of air or try to wipe it down with the microfiber. Try to get all that stuff out of there as best you can. But I recommend using an air can and just blowing it out, maybe wiping this down, getting all this stuff out of here. All right, so now that we got the fan removed, we're gonna grab our new fan, brand new, definitely not the one we just pulled out. Grab your new fan. I like to plug it in first. It's a little easier to snap on that way. So as you can see, it's this one right here, this clip. Just kind of line it up. For some reason, my fingers don't like to work, so I use this or a little flathead or something just to push it into place evenly, nice and slowly. Cool. Snug, it's in there, sweet. So from here, we will kind of let the clips on this side, try to get them into place first. Get this wire out of the way. Try to clip this side first, it's a lot easier that way. Doesn't need to be perfect. And as you can see here, if you just kind of push down, sometimes you gotta use your fingers or even your pry tool to kind of get it over this lip. There we go, see? Should snap into place. Push down on these to make sure they're in there. Grab the fan, try to pull it out. That ain't going anywhere. Sweet. So now we'll just put everything back the way we took it out. You take this wire right here, try to tuck it a little bit underneath, just kind of back so that this will fit in there nicely. When you're putting this back in, as you can see, it's got these little pegs. Those go actually on the bottom on the inside. And then they also line up in these grooves. You see these grooves and you see these tabs. So you just kind of line it up, push it down, should kind of sit in place. You can do this. Also, you'll see that one of the pins slid right there into the board. And we'll just start putting stuff in the way we took it out. So we'll go disk drive, plug in the SATA cable as well as the power. Make sure that that's all plugged in nice and tight. Just set that down. It should sit flush here, just a little bit of a gap. And then we'll do the power supply next. So this can be a little difficult. You just want to rotate it so that the wire is sitting flush on top like that. Keep rotating, lift it maybe a little bit. You just want to make sure it sits down snug. There's little pins that slide in the board. You can just kind of shake it around. Maybe take a better look here. There we go. So yeah, just kind of mess around with it until you can tell that it's down. So if you grab here, it should be nice, and this side's a little loose, but this side will be good. Last but not least, we'll put in the hard drive. The SATA cable goes there, and whatever this is, I'm assuming power, will go there. And then you kind of the same motion, fold it over, kind of let it sit down. This should line up with the power supply. If you see, one of the main body screws actually goes through both of them. So make sure that that's lined up correctly, or else you won't be able to get that screw in. There, should be good. Sweet. After you cleaned all this out, put in your brand new fan here. You'll grab your top piece, make sure to wipe this down, clean it up. Kind of just set it in. If you can tell, this curve goes here. And then you also have a little foam piece here. You want to kind of pull that toward you just so it fits better. There we go, it's nice and snug. Oh, that's a terrible noise. All right, we'll flip it over, and the first thing we'll do before we put it back into the plastic housing is we'll put in the small metal screws, these ones right here. And the way you can tell where to put them, if you can't quite tell, there we go. It's upside down, but see how this says F5 and C3? The C and B screws, B, C, those are all the small ones like this. The F screws are the big green ones. So make sure not to put the wrong screw in the wrong hole. All right, we'll start over here with this one. Once you put this one in, take a look, make sure that your power supply thing is nice and lined up. Looks great. Look at all this dust falling out. Nasty. Okay, another thing, if you can't quite get it to screw in on some of these, it's because gravity is not on your side, and you're gonna have to maybe take the screw, hopefully you have it's magnetized so it'll sit on there. You might have to do it from the bottom like this, because you do need it to screw in. So if you can't screw that one down, it's because it's sitting down. You want it to be pressed up. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So like this one, yeah, I can tell that it's sagging down because of it's upside down. Check this one too. We might have to just do them all like that. Yeah, so just grab it like this. Put it on your screwdriver. Make sure this is sitting properly. Cool. Screw that guy in. Sweet. That can be the most tricky for sure, because the hard drive isn't secured down until you get both those screws in. So it can't give you trouble. All right, get this last screw in here of the small silver ones. Now that those are all in, we'll grab our top housing. Make sure to clean this guy up as well. As you can see, nice and clean right there. Grab our microfiber, get some, use some like isopropyl alcohol will definitely clean this up a lot better, or a can of air, blow that stuff out, but we move. So, you can see here, gross. Ugh. All right, as we can see here, you've got these holes right here in the front, and you got these little pegs on the disk drive. That's how you want to line it up. So you can just kind of line it up, try to get it in there as best you can. And then once you have, you'll see the back here, the back panel sticking out. So you're going to want to pry open, push down, and it should be flush right there. You see that? Much better. Same thing here. Let's pry it out, push it down. Boom. We'll put in the main body screws real quick. Make sure they say F, and then what numbers should be F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Doesn't matter the order, but you don't want to accidentally put one through a vent hole or something. See, like this one, it looks like a scroll, but it's not. You can accidentally put something through something you don't want to. Awesome. Now that those are all nice and tight, doesn't need to be extremely tight, but just enough to hold everything together. Should be able to grab this and shake it. Nothing's making noise or anything, so we know we did the right job. We'll grab the bottom plate real quick. This guy right here. You're gonna line up this USB, the front USB, as well as the back clip. Line it up, here's the back clip. Just kind of set it down. It'll kind of look like this, a little gap, and you'll just push in all the clips. Boom. Sweet. Now the fan has been replaced or cleaned or whatever you needed to do there. Your console will be working perfecto. You can get back to slaying noobs on Call of Duty or losing in Rocket League like I do. If you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them down in the comments below, as well as if you want to buy any of the parts for the 1S or even the tools, we'll have a link to our website down in the description. If you don't feel comfortable doing this repair, then we actually do this repair on our website, joesg.com. You can fill out a service request form and you can send it in to us. We'll give you a diagnosis as well as a confirmation for what we need to fix, and then we'll get it back to you working beautifully. Awesome. It's been your favorite Tech Ninja, AJ here today. You guys have a great day.